but with good reason because Frankie and I are fasting.
That's
so
right.
We're fasting for a foodless Friday.
Well, we still might have something that may or may not be
have a
alcohol.
little something. Okay, fair enough. No, a wonderful show you put together today, Frank.
Agreed.
And,
Agreed.
Yeah, if I must say so myself.
All right, John, we've been talking about this controversy involving Home Alone 2. Yesterday, this is before anybody talked about it, we brought it to your attention how the CBC, the Canadian Broadcast Company, has actually cut out Donald Trump from the movie Home Alone 2. And not surprisingly, a guy that is not at all pleased with that decision is the President of the United States, Donald Trump, who tweeted this last night. After this story kind of made the rounds.
Yeah.
Well,
he may have tweeted that.
He may have tweeted it, or he may not.
He may or may not have tweeted that.
Exactly.
He did
I
tweet
guess
it.
Justin T, and we construe that to mean Justin.
Is he talking about
Trudeau.
Justin Timberlake?
Justin Trudeau.
Or Justin Trudeau?
Doesn't much like my making him pay up on NATO or trade!
Right.
Exclamation point. Now it's similar to the point you made, and sure enough, you know, our intern Jessica was just in Canada for Christmas. She went to Quebec. And she told me she did not see one scene of Home Alone 2 with Donald Trump in it. So anecdotally, this has been borne out.
Well, I don't want to brag. You know, I don't like to brag, but I'm usually
You
on
don't
point.
like to brag?
No, I don't like to brag. I'm humble, but I kind of hit the nail on the head, and I think the president's right. Justin Trudeau, number one, he got an endorsement from Barack Obama. So that should tell you right off the bat where he stands. Then we see him at the G20. What was that, the G20 or the G8?
It was the G20.
G20.
But don't criticize him because that was one of the few public appearances Justin Trudeau has made where he was not in blackface. So we really give him a lot of credit for doing that.
So he can do blackface, but Obama endorses him. Donald Trump, who's never done blackface to my knowledge.
Well, he does orange face.
No, he does orange face, but not blackface. And Obama hates him. But Justin Trudeau.
How do you know Obama hates him? How do you know what's in Barack Obama's heart?
Well, that's true. If he really hated him, he'd endorse Joe Biden, his former vice presidential candidate. But he won't even do that. But yet, he endorses a guy who did blackface from Canada in a socialist country. So, I would say that philosophically, ideologically, he's opposed to Donald Trump. Is that fair?
Well, look, I guess so. I mean, if you look, they had, I guess so, yeah.
No, and I think Trump makes a good point. Canada and Mexico are our number one and number two trading partners. If anything happened anywhere in the continent, we'd have to protect Mexico and Canada. Because in Canada, they got their military guys are riding on horses still, you know, the Canadian Mounted Police or whatever. So they pay, now they have to pay up. Justin Trudeau wants to do little hinky little things like, oh, let's tell the Canadian Broadcasting Company to cut Trump out of Home Alone. It was probably whoever made Home Alone at that time. I think it was a John Landis film.
No.
John Hughes.
John Hughes. That's right. Thank you, Michael.
They were probably thrilled that they got a quick cameo from Donald Trump at that time. But now, Canadian Prime, whatever he is, Justin Trudeau wants to cut Trump out. I'm going with that. He did it, just like Epstein didn't do it. These are my conspiracy
You're sticking with that?
I am.
No, I
disagree with
think
me.
I think he did.
He said usually he doesn't see that many coincidences.
I feel so bad for Elias. The poor guy, he takes over for a guy that was sent to federal prison for taking bribes. And then all I'm picturing as you're going on this bizarre rant about Jeffrey Epstein still being alive is him having to explain to his members why he's going on a show where a guy's saying Jeffrey Epstein's still alive instead of working hard for his members' contracts and stuff. So,
was it their problem? The New York City corrections
No,
officers?
it's just such an unorthodox.
I was just asking for his expert opinion, like how often. He runs the biggest corrections union in the country. They run every prison in New York City, which is the crime capital of the world, if you really recorded every crime. I'm asking him, you know, what the realistic possibility is of all of those coincidences happening. And I thought his feedback was right on point.
All right. Well, Lily Tomlin, the actress Lily Tomlin.
Love her.
You love her.
I loved her.
I like her. But she's been arrested.
Perfect.
She's been arrested at a climate change rally, at a protest at the U.S. Capitol.
Okay.
Now, her co-star in that show they're on together, that Netflix show, was not arrested, but she's been arrested, Jane Fonda, at 5 previous demonstrations. This is the 12th straight week that Fonda has led climate protests, and she said she plans to keep doing it until mid-January when their series Grace and Frankie goes back into production.
Oh, man. This is like Ali Frazier. You know what I mean? Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, doing these like end of their career stunts, getting arrested on purpose, just to build publicity around this show. I mean, enough. I mean, I love Jane Fonda at one point as an actress. I mean, Smokey and the Bandit's probably one of my favorite films of all time.
It was not Jane Fonda.
Oh, that wasn't Jane Fonda? Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. Well, then I don't like her. Hanoi Jane, they used to call her, right?
Yeah. Well, she went to Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Yeah.
Okay. And Lily Tomlin is one of a woman comedy legend, if you ask me. Is that right or no?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
Sally Field that was in Smoking.
I know. It's like when I say Alyssa Milano was on The Sopranos. I know she wasn't on The Sopranos. She was on Full House.
Who's the boss?
Who's the boss? Yeah, one of us. Anyway, I wanted to. Do we have a minute here? I have that. I have that tweet, that text that I wanted to bring up. Earlier in the week, I was talking about people being lazy and thinking they could just take a rest over the holidays, and if you really want to be a true hustler, whenever
spend time with family, and
when
friends,
everyone else is resting, you work double hard.
All that lame stuff.
And talking about it, I actually got a ton of feedback. But one piece of feedback I got was from one of our viewers, one of my friends, Frankie Shotshaver.shop. And after talking about hustling and working harder when other people are resting, he sent me this text. And young people and old should take a look about this. He said, JT, I saw your segment. You made some awesome points about hustling past people while they're vacationing and relaxing. I couldn't have related more. I'm always wondering why kids my age are celebrating every weekend and every summer when they're still living at their mom's crib. And I thought that was a really good point for young people to think about. Like, if you got money to go out on the weekend and party and be popping bottles and stuff, maybe you should be focused on hustling a little more and getting out of mom's crib before going out and playing the part and acting the role. And I think even up to adults, people do that. I don't know. We have a lot of friends who drink when they should be working.
That's for sure. Thankfully, none of them are in the studio.
Thank goodness, because we have free alcohol here, so they'd never go to work.
By the way, we're heading up to Newsmax Prime.
That's right.
After the show to participate in their Secret Santa.
Where do you see what I got for Sam?
I was in one of these white elephant things for Christmas Eve, and I ended up drawing a hairdryer. That was my gift. And I would just ask that if someone hasn't gotten my Secret Santa gift yet, please do not purchase me a hairdryer. That's the only thing that I have. Or a gift card. Those are the two worst gifts.
While Frankie spends many, many minutes of our shows mocking my hair, with good reason, if you just take a look at that thing on top of his head, could we get Frankie's one shot?
Thank you.
Look at that. That hair needs no hair dryer.
That's right.
Trust me. It's like a Brillo pad.
Yes.
You ever use a Brillo pad? It doesn't even hold
my
water.
wife
It's
yesterday
like
compared
steel wool.
She compared my new look to that of Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to take as a compliment.
Well, thank you for that, honey.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm going to start calling you Frank Jong-un.
Frank Jong-un.
I like
it. If you want to get me one of those Mao-style, black Nero jackets.
The Patrick Byrne jackets.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great Secret Santa gift for whoever got me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with
the land of milk and bubbly. Here we come.
When I look at the whiteboard and see what's coming up next, it says more Nico ? More Mike Levy ? Bigfoot ? So anything on that list or D, all of the above, can happen next.